In this tutorial, we'll walk through the process of creating a 3D model in 3D software and utilizing WASP for your final production, leveraging its dynamic capabilities.
Unit scale validation. In WASP 3D, 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter, so it's crucial that your virtual set adheres to this scale to avoid alignment issues in the WASP Designer environment. Polycount Recommendations. For optimal performance across different system configurations, the polycount should be adjusted, depending on the intended hardware, low, mid, or high-end systems. For objects near the camera, use higher detail, while for static elements like wall and floor, use low polycount. Handling transparent or semi-transparent objects. Transparent objects, such as glass, are excluded from baking. Henceforth, their materials will be applied directly in WASP Designer. Optimizing object count. Attach objects like trusses, pillars, and lights into single meshes wherever possible. This reduces the object count and simplifies scene management in WASP. Keep objects like screens and glass separate, especially if they require unique materials like reflection, transparency, or emission properties to have individual controls. For furniture sets, like sofas and cushions, attach them as a single object. A higher number of individual objects increases processing overhead during rendering or baking, which can slow down the workflow. Try to keep the total object count under 20 to 40 objects for a standard virtual set. Simplifying UVW Unwrapping. Unwrap basic objects using automatic modes, while manual unwrapping for complex objects. Manage unwrap and channel IDs as shown. Lighting the scene. Use dome light or ambient light as per the desired output and make sure contact shadows are visible for more level of detail and realism in the scene. Baking textures. In baked material settings, use existing channel for the manually unwrapped objects. Bake the textures using V-Ray Complete Map. Backup and exporting. Always back up your raw file before finalizing your work. This gives you the flexibility to make adjustments later on, if necessary. Once you have baked your textures, apply them to a new file using the standard material setup. Then collapse the object hierarchies into a single workflow to prevent redundant calculations. Export the model as an FBX file, which is commonly used for virtual set production and has compatibility with WASP 3D. Designer import. Keep materials as uniform, since the lighting requirements have been fulfilled in 3ds Max. Ensure the collapse hierarchy option is checked on during the import process. This simplifies the scene structure and ensures proper hierarchy handling. All the objects can now be seen in mesh material, where the applied materials can be seen and modified. Material library. For transparent or reflective surfaces, like glass, create a custom material or use the predefined glass material available in the WASP 3D material library.